Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. If this video has reached you, know that it is not a coincidence. It could well be that it was a subtle answer to a prayer you prayed, or perhaps a reminder that your heart needed to hear. In this dunya filled with trials, confusion, and instability, it is sometimes easy to forget that we are never alone. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, watches over each of His servants, even when we are not aware of it. Some signs are clear, others very subtle. But they all have one thing in common. They are manifestations of mercy and divine protection. And when we begin to recognize them in our life, our faith intensifies, our heart calms, and our trust in Allah becomes unshakable. Today, we will discover 5 powerful signs which show that the protection of Allah surrounds you, covers you, and accompanies you in the invisible. Maybe you've seen them before, maybe you're experiencing them right now, or maybe after this video, you'll start to notice them in a whole new way. Hold on tight, because what you're about to hear might just change your perspective on trials, delays, and even losses that you have experienced. Prepare your heart, and may each word bring you a little closer to Allah. Sometimes you're about to leave the house, and suddenly you forget something, you go back. Or an unexpected car breakdown prevents you from arriving somewhere on time. You feel frustrated in the moment. But what you do not see is what Allah has saved you from. How many times has Allah protected you without you knowing it? The danger for the believer is not only what is visible. There are traps, plots, accidents, sins, illnesses, envious looks, which constantly lie in wait for us. And Allah, in His invisible protection, keeps us away from it by means that we do not always understand at the time. And He sends guardians, angels, over you. Then, when death comes to one of you, our messengers, angels, take away his soul without any negligence. Surah Al-An'am 661. Do you think you just changed route by chance? Do you think you were late? Do you think this person who didn't call you back is a failure? No, it's a rahmah. It is Allah who protected you from harm. And this type of protection is often not spectacular. She is discreet, but it is in this discretion that it is most precious. The attentive believer no longer says, I was lucky. He says, Alhamdulillah, Allah has protected me. One of the names of Allah is Al-Hafaz, the protector, the one who guards and preserves. It is not only a protection against external dangers, but also against internal faults. Sometimes Allah deprives you of an opportunity, not to punish you, but to save you from a future ordeal. Have you ever noticed those moments when you escape an event by coincidence? Have you ever felt like something invisible pulled you back at the right time? These are not coincidences. These are signs. Silent, flashing lights that only an awakened heart can interpret as a message from Allah. Don't ignore them. Open your heart to divine understanding. There are times in life when everything seems to be falling apart around you. The challenges keep coming. Doors close, relationships crumble, and loneliness sets in. And yet, there is this inner peace, this strange calm which inhabits you. You don't understand why, but you feel that something is holding you up. You are in chaos, and yet you are serene. This calm is a sign, a clear sign that Allah's protection is at work. Allah says in the Quran, it is He who has brought tranquility into the hearts of believers so that they may add faith to their faith. Surah Al-Fath 48:4. When the believer is affected by a trial but remains stable, when his heart does not waver despite the pain, this is not personal strength. It's a gift. It is Allah who calms the hearts of His servants. It is an emotional, spiritual protection, a veil of serenity that He places over you so that you do not collapse. Many people think that divine protection means being spared from difficulties. But in truth, sometimes the greatest protection is to be able to weather the storm without losing your faith, to face pain without sinking, to have a peaceful heart when everything should scare us. Have you ever cried, but with confidence? Have you ever lost everything except your faith? If so, know this: it is Allah who has protected you, not against the test, but in the test. And this type of protection is an honor. Because Allah does not calm just anyone. He calms the hearts of those He loves, of those who invoke Him, of those who remain attached to Him even in difficulty. Never minimize the peace you feel when the world seems to be falling apart. For this peace is a silent testimony to the divine presence. She is the invisible rampart may Allah place between you and despair. And if Allah protects your heart, who can really harm you? You notice that you have been saved several times from situations that you did not control. Near-miss accidents, decisions that were imposed on you but which, in hindsight, saved you from the worst. This is not a coincidence. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, sometimes acts without you immediately understanding. You had a project that you absolutely wanted to see succeed, and everything collapsed at the last moment. At the time, you were broken. You didn't understand why. But a few months later, you finally see that this project would have taken you away from your dinner, from your faith, from your inner peace. Then you realize that Allah diverted you from this path, not to make you suffer, but to save you. When Allah protects His servants, He does not always do so spectacularly. He often does it in silence, in decisions that seem incomprehensible, in delays that seem like failures, in losses that are actually liberations. What we sometimes call bad luck are actually blessings in disguise. You may have been refused a job you wanted, a marriage canceled, an opportunity missed. But what you don't know is that by saying no to that, Allah told you yes to something much better, which you cannot yet see. It is a subtle, silent, invisible, but powerful protection. Just because you don't understand Allah's plans doesn't mean they aren't perfect. When Allah turns you away from something, it is always for your good. He sees beyond what you see. He hears the conversations you didn't hear. He knows the intentions that you ignore. And He acts through pure Rahmah to preserve your heart, your future, your afterlife. Learn to trust these detours. They are sometimes the greatest protection. You're moving forward in your life, and everything seems slow. The results you hoped for are not coming. The prayers you pray go unanswered. You look around you and you see other people succeeding, moving forward, celebrating, while you are stagnating. But if you feel this slowness, this pause that imposes itself on you, do not consider it as a rejection. It can be powerful proof that the hand of Allah is upon you, not to abandon you, but to adjust you. There is immense wisdom in the time that Allah chooses for us. When He delays something, it is often to allow us to reach a degree of faith, maturity, or lucidity that we would never have achieved in haste. This expectation that weighs on you today can be a way to purify your intention, strengthen your faith, learn patience, and deepen your relationship with Him. Do not see this season of silence as a void, but as a fertile ground where Allah plants seeds that are not yet visible. He works in the invisible. He shapes your heart. He keeps you away from what is not good for you, even if you ardently desire it. And sometimes He takes you away from what you think is a dream to offer you a much more peaceful, much purer reality. Allah is Al-Lataf, the subtle, the one who acts with imperceptible gentleness. What you are experiencing right now is perhaps not a blockage, but a protection against something that your heart cannot yet bear. You have not been forgotten. You are simply in the preparation phase. Apparent silence does not mean absence. It can be a divine language, a way for Allah to say, wait a little longer. I hear you, I love you, I'm preparing you. And what you call slowness today, you will call blessing tomorrow when you see what he had reserved for you. You feel that despite all the trials, despite the losses, despite the nights where you did not sleep, your heart continues to beat with hope. You get up again to pray. You still make invocations. You still stand before Allah, sometimes crying, sometimes in silence, but you remain. You stay connected, even when everything around you seems to be disconnecting. It's a sign. It's not your strength. It is His protection. If you have not collapsed, it is because He supports you. If you continue to hope, it is because He breathes into your heart the light of faith. It protects you from falling completely, even when you feel on the edge. And sometimes, this quiet strength that you feel deep within you, despite everything you are going through, is Him. It is His invisible hand placed on your heart. It is His discreet love that keeps you standing. You don't see the angels who protect you, but they are there. You don't see the hidden dangers, but there are many of them. You do not know how many curses have been transformed into mercy thanks to a simple prayer that you made, perhaps even without much conviction, but which He, in His generosity, listened to with love. True divine protection is not always seen in what happens, but in what does not happen. You don't realize how many things Allah has spared you simply because you invoked Him one evening, because you shed a sincere tear, because you asked for forgiveness. Your beating heart today is living proof that you are still under His rahmah. So don't listen to the whispers that tell you that you are alone. You are seen, you are surrounded, you are loved. And if you continue to get up, even weakly, it is because your inner light has not been extinguished. It is fueled by the One who never abandons you. How many times have you been on the verge of giving up, and yet something inside of you held you back? That little inner voice, that silent force that whispers to you, keep going. It's not a coincidence. This is one of the most beautiful signs that Allah's protection still extends over your life. For when the soul is tired, when the body is weak, it is Allah who sends invisible comfort. It places in your heart a gentle light, an unexpected peace, a courage that surpasses all logic. And even when you think you can't move forward, He proves to you that yes, you can. He straightens you out. He opens a breach for you in the night. Look around you. There have probably been moments when you said to yourself, I'm not going to last. But today, you're still here. And this simple fact is a miracle. This is proof that your life is guarded. When Allah wants to protect someone, He keeps them even in the midst of storms. He sends help in unsuspected forms, a person who speaks to you at the right time, a video that enlightens you, a verse that you hear and that soothes your soul. These signs are never trivial. These are divine answers. And if you notice that you are falling, but you always get back up, that's not a failure. It is a testimony of His mercy. Allah does not let down those who sincerely turn to Him, even when their prayer is weak, even when their faith wavers. He looks at the heart, not perfection. He protects those whose hearts are sincere, even if they are hurt. Your ability to move forward despite everything is a reflection of the power of a protector who watches over you day and night, never tiring. Divine protection is a reality that each of us can witness, but often it manifests itself in subtle ways. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, watches over us even when we do not see His acts of mercy. He knows every beat of our heart, every thought that crosses our mind, and every moment we feel weak or uncertain. His protection does not depend on our strength or status, but on His grace and benevolence. He guides us through the storms of life, sometimes silently, sometimes with overt signs that remind us that He is always there, even when all seems lost. Every trial you go through, every difficulty you face, is an opportunity to grow, strengthen your faith, and draw closer to Allah. The signs you see in your life, those little lights of hope shining in the darkness, are not coincidences. They are responses to your supplications, signs that Allah hears your calls and responds according to what is best for you. Even when you feel stuck, know that He is preparing you for a future filled with blessings, healing, and inner peace. Sometimes, what you perceive as frustrating waiting or silence on His part is actually a period of preparation, where Allah is shaping you for something much greater than you can imagine. We must understand that divine protection is not only measured by the events that happen around us, but also by what does not happen. How many times in your life have you escaped dangers without even knowing it? How many times has Allah spared you from misfortunes that could have been much more serious? These moments of silent protection are the most precious, even if we don't always see them. This testifies to how Allah covers us with His mercy, invisible to the eyes of the world, but palpable in our hearts. In every trial you go through, remember that Allah's protection is there. When you fall, it is His hand that picks you up. When you cry, it is His presence that soothes your heart. And when you move forward, it is His guidance that lights your path. Even when you think all is lost, Allah transforms your trials into hidden blessings. He knows what we need and when we need it better than we do. And sometimes, the greatest good is found in what seems like a trial. When you are going through a difficult moment, trust that it is just a phase, a test, a learning process. Allah's protection manifests itself in those moments when, despite the pain, you feel an inner strength that pushes you to continue, not to give up. This is where you see the hand of Allah upon you, supporting you with invisible resources, guiding you with His wisdom. Don't let difficulty keep you from Him. On the contrary, let it bring you closer to His love, because He is close to His servants in their moments of suffering. Remember that this protection is not a promise of a life without trials, but an assurance that Allah will be there every step of the way. Even in moments of apparent silence, He never abandoned you. He loves you, and He is planning something great for you. Each stage of your life is an opportunity to better understand His will and to get closer to it. The signs of His protection are everywhere, and only by cultivating patience, gratitude, and faith can you fully recognize them. When you pray, when you invoke, be assured that Allah hears. He does not always respond according to our immediate desires, but always according to what is best for us in His perfect way. Sometimes, what seems like an endless wait is actually a process of purification, renewal, and blessing that prepares us to receive the best that Allah has for us. Divine protection is not a luxury, but a reality that surrounds us at every moment. What you are experiencing today is a part of Allah's perfect plan for you. So hold on. Don't lose hope. Allah's protection is upon you, even when you do not yet see its fruits. Let yourself be guided by His light and keep the faith in every moment of your life. Let this divine protection be our refuge in times of uncertainty, our anchor in the storm, and our strength when everything seems to be collapsing around us. Allah is the best of protectors. He loves you with a pure and perfect love, and He will always guide you to what is best for you, even when you cannot understand His plans. This is true divine protection, an unwavering love that spans time and space, a light that never goes out. Believe in it, and be assured that everything you are going through today is just a passage to blessings greater than you could ever imagine. If this video inspired you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This is a new beginning for us, and we would be honored to have you as a subscriber. Together, we will continue to explore Allah's divine protection and strengthen our faith to draw ever closer to Him. Don't hesitate to activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. Share this video with those who need it, so that Allah extends His blessing to all who witness it. Together we are a community of faith, united by the love and mercy of Allah. Thanks for joining us today. May Allah bless and protect you always, and may He guide each of us to the best of what He has planned for us.